Hi, gorgeous light. Welcome to a little bit of an energy update. As we come into April, now there's so much going on. There's a part of me that goes, I have no idea where to start because it is really, really big stuff, which is really gorgeous. But also, it's a time not to kind of go, oh my gosh, what is actually going on, but actually realise that Pluto's gone into Aquarius. So pull it down into, into real human speak. So Pluto's gone into Aquarius, which is the real get real energy. Look at what your needs are. Bring out the truth of yourself and truth into the planetary awareness. All of these things are sort of going on. It's really, really big. So it pushes on us this kind of energy to actually get us to get real with ourselves. Now, also, what else is happening is Mercury's gone into Cancer, which is basically all about, how you turn up emotionally, where you are emotionally. So if you're getting some of those big rolling emotional stuff that's starting to go on, understand you're right on track and don't resent it because our societal programming, and I really do mean this, is to hide your emotions, um, you know, don't show other people where you're at, maintain this kind of calm, all of these sorts of things that we're actually told that we actually do. Well, the reality is that you're a human being with about 34,000 emotions and you are running the gauntlet of this on a daily basis because you're actually dealing with yourself, you're dealing with belief structures, you're dealing with childhood programming, you're dealing with your soul contract with yourself and your soul contracts with other people. As I said, it's really big. So at the end of the day, you're actually looking for the truth of who you are within all this whole dynamic. Now, it's really important business energy. Once you understand that, then you actually need to actually bring um, kind of a gift of the truth of yourself to this situation and to this energy because the energy is going to push you to actually do it. So it's really, really important for you to understand it will be about yourself. Now, there's a lot of Kira souls that follow these videos, and thank you so much for doing that. But also understand part of the Kira soul trajectory is there's an actual really need for you to actually go. Normally, my Kira soul experience is to put other people first and you are programmed to do this, so you will be having to investigate it. Now, how the universe is actually helping you along at the moment, and the only way it understands, which is to show you at times, is to bring people towards you, or situations towards you, events towards you, that actually make you realise that you are putting yourself last. Now, it can feel a little bit like confronting. It can feel a little bit like the universe is picking on you. The universe is not picking on you in this energy at all. It is illuminating for you where you are not seeing yourself as part of the equation as well. And I speak to so many Kira souls and I absolutely adore you. But if one more but they comes out of your mouth, I'm going to just politely slap some people because when you're making it in the first instance about them, there is no room for you in that equation. It should be, and I feel, right? Well, I've talked about this. So how do you feel? I feel, not them. It should never be them first. If you're doing that, you're running to a default program that says that person's needs are way more important than what yours are. And this is not the energy to do this. This is a really, really truthful alignment and it's your truth, and that is the most important truth. Now, having navigated through so much drama internally in myself over the last 7 months, I can categorically say that this is just going to be such an illuminating time for people where you treat yourself, how you treat yourself, where you put yourself, and where your needs are being undermined inadvertently by programming, making other people's needs more important as well. And I don't, I really don't want you to have the experiences that I've had, so which is why I put up these energy updates. But I also understand how amazing it's been to have some of those truthful realizations that actually come from my own self and the way that I deal with myself and the way that I actually deal with other people. So it's very, very important for you to understand at the moment that the energy in the universe is working in your best interest to illuminate as much as possible that is not serving you at the moment as well. Now, if you're doing internal processes, you may feel like you're on this massive emotional roller coaster. Now, basically, from the way to understand what Spirit is explaining it, for our beautiful planet to come into alignment, then we also have to come into alignment with ourselves first. So because we're the universe in motion and the universe is working through us, then we have to come into equilibrium. Now, most of us are battling constantly with our own emotional states within ourselves, and that's the key word there. We are battling within ourselves. Unconditional love is what? Unconditional love is complete acceptance. Acceptance of your own self, acceptance and understanding. So until we navigate through this energy, and this year is a refocus year, it's massive about looking at what's truthfully important, where your truthful alignment is. So emotional equilibrium is part of that. Now, as human beings, we're not very good at this. We run roller coasters of our emotions. Well, part of your soul contract with yourself is to understand yourself, accept yourself, stop fighting with yourself, surrender to it is what it is. These are all massive, and we can talk about them and go, yep, absolutely, I can understand where that's coming from. But actually doing the work or working within yourself is actually really, really hard work, and it's really super confronting. We know that. So the universe says, I will help you with this by bringing people towards you that will just trigger you, activate you, get you looking at the growth stuff that you actually need for yourself as well. So as I said, massively big energy at the moment. Please cut yourself some slack. Please look after you. It is really, really important. Some of these investigations that we're forced into are not about the events or what we think is actually going on, but it's actually coming into, Spirit says, a truthfulness of our alignment, who we are, what we've come to do, how we deal with ourselves. All of this, you are a spiritual being having a human journey. The more that you embrace your humanness, and I seriously mean this, and people do not understand this, the more you embrace your humanness, accept your humanness, love your humanness, by default, the more you become the spiritual being that you already are. There is no, oh, I'd have to ascend to be this or this or this. Do the work in here, and you actually will become more spiritual because you're remembering who you are by loving in your entirety who you are as a human being as well. Please look after you guys in this energy, and you know, I really, really want to say this because when you're doing actually intense work on yourself or emotional stuff, or it feels like your world's falling apart, it can feel very, very lonely. You are never alone. Everybody is going through and being hit in different evolutionary levels in an expanded way in this energy. Please let somebody know where you're at. Please let people know. Don't expect them to understand you. Half of the battle is actually just saying, I'm not so flash. And I really did notice this because it's the really important part of my learning and part of embracing vulnerability is to actually say, I'm not okay, and I know I don't have all the answers, and I'm okay with that because I'm here on an evolutionary journey as well. Please understand we are all in this together. Please understand that, and take care of you as well. I'll try and keep up a few more energy updates so you're not feeling so isolated and so alone, and also understand that it's about actually learning about coming back to loving yourself as well, and kind of not off with their heads around everybody else. We are all in this together. Take care of you.